Well, hey everyone, and welcome to the first and the only part of the modernized family Tudor house. So, I mean, this build it's different. I always say this, but this one's definitely different, not because of its style, but because of its price. So I know that a lot of you have been actually asking me to build something cheaper, and I finally got the opportunity to do so with Joe's new neighborhood recreation. So maybe some of you guys are Joe's viewers as well, and know that Joe had done a neighborhood, which was Joburbia. I think she has showed it in her stream before, the old one. And so we had the idea to maybe redo it and update it, since the last one was pretty outdated, and I mean it was made like a year ago. So like you can obviously imagine that it was a bit outdated, and so we just decided to make a new one. And so by we, I mean obviously Joe, me, FloatRoblox, and Bloxburg Spooks, or we just like to call him Adam. He's a good friend of ours, and yeah, we just we spent like so much on call just building these houses, and I think both Joe and Float are gonna have speed builds of their houses. So Joe made a Mediterranean. I might even tell you guys how we ended up doing these, or I mean how we picked styles, because we didn't just come up with them out of our heads. We had to spin this wheel that would basically decide what we should build for us. So yeah, like I've said, Joe got the Mediterranean style, I got the Tudor, which I haven't done before, or I think I have, but the last time I built a Tudor house was like years ago. So I was kind of happy to maybe try this style again. Of course, it's not the traditional Tudor, it's been modernized, but I get into that whole style a bit later. But yeah, Float got the Craftsman style, which is basically like, suburban houses are either traditional or Craftsman, and so that's like Float basically got suburban style, and so I think that the timing is very convenient for him because it is about to be the 4th of July, and I can't think of a more American house than a suburban one. So yes, and I mean, I'm recording this on the 2nd of July, so I think mine is kind of an American house as well. I mean, Tudor houses are purely based in the US. Of course, the style didn't originate in the US, but there are a lot of nice Tudor houses in the suburbs. But yeah, and then Adam Bloxburg Spooks, he got a Cape Cod style, and his house is probably the funniest by far. So Adam wanted to be creative a bit, and so what he did, he basically, at first, his idea was to make his house look burned down, as if there was a fire that happened. And later, he kind of switched it up to the point where his house was, like, on fire. And if you saw a house on fire in the tour, that's because you actually did see a house on fire. That's Adam's house. And you can get a perfect view of the fire, you know, in my house, which is the funniest thing in the world. And so there's even a dead body in Adam's house. So just, like, a quick reference to my most recent Sim speed build, where I accidentally picked a lot with a dead body. But we're not gonna speak of that now, are we? Yeah, so, there's that. It was just pretty funny how we all took our styles and made it so different. I mean, I feel like out of all the houses, mine's probably the most modern, and Float was joking about how my house, probably, how their houses bring down the price of mine, since mine looks like something new, something that was developed newly and recently, and it would just cost a lot. And then Float's is like literally the complete opposite of mine. Like his house looks like it was built in the 90s. The interior is all gray and sad, and so he basically said that people can renovate his house, which I was actually even thinking of doing myself. So if you guys like to see me renovating Float's house, I might follow his speed build and then rebuild it and renovate it, and yeah, do it as a speed build. So let me know if you guys like to see that. But yeah, so Float's house is very sad. It even has like yellow appliances and plumbing items. It's just like, you can already get the feel for it in a way. Which obviously there's nothing wrong with that. He went for this style specifically, but yeah, his house is much cheaper than mine. So we all had like a budget of 250K at first, but yeah, I kind of did not follow that budget after a while. I gave up, okay? Let's just put it out there. I gave up. I mean, not a surprise, because we know me, that I cannot build cheap builds. It's just not me. I'm sorry. I know. But I mean, I guess this is a bit cheaper to what my usual builds are. I mean, look on the bright side. 375,000 isn't that much compared to my other builds. It's not a million, it's not 500K, it's literally 375,000. So I tried for y'all, and I think I kind of liked it. I did like the challenge. So I mean, don't be surprised if you see another cheaper build coming out soon. It was actually like, I already have a style that I kind of want to try in to build. So we'll see how that goes. I guess I'll keep you guys updated. But yeah, this house was pretty fun to build, honestly. I did really enjoy building it. Maybe because it didn't even take as long. I remember finishing this in like 3 days, when only working for like 3 hours a day, which is, it's a pretty decent amount on like on a realistic build. At least for me, because I spent, oh my god, don't even get me started. I spent so long on these type of builds if I actually went all out. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go all out on this build, and I hope that you guys maybe Well, I hope that you liked it this way, maybe. Maybe some of you even end up rebuilding it since it is a bit cheaper, and I'd obviously love for you guys to do that. So I guess time will tell. But yeah, if you actually do end up building it, feel free to tag me, show it to me. I'll be more than happy to see it. I mean, like, yeah, because it's just it was my plan to see you guys rebuild it, since I know a lot of you have been asking for a cheaper house, and I kind of did try to build something that most of you would be into. I know that like these type of modernized builds are kind of popular nowadays. People really seem to enjoy these, and personally, I feel like I'm one of those people. I really do like modernized houses nowadays, and they're really nice in my opinion. Like, I really do like them. I really, really do. But at the same time, this is kind of a basic house because it's just the white. It's so common now. It feels basic, and I feel so guilty saying this. But like, I guess I do belong next to the basic people because I do enjoy this kind of a lot. I do enjoy this type of design. And there's nothing wrong with being basic. Don't get me wrong. So even if you like it, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, we can be basic together then. But yeah, I feel like this house was probably so nice before it was renovated, and it's just like whoever renovated in real life, it just kind of they ruined it in a way. I mean, it doesn't look bad now, it definitely doesn't, but like, just imagine all the nice Tudor details that were probably put into this house, and they're all ruined now. Like, it's sad. It is pretty sad. Ugh, poor little house. I mean, it's like very common nowadays for these like houses to just get ruined. Like, it's like they just get ruined, and that's so sad. I mean, a perfect example is Kim Kardashian's house. She bought a beautiful, I mean, I already talked about this with my friend Isaiah in the previous voiceover. I think it might be the future one, it might be a previous one, because I already recorded it, but I have no idea when it's gonna come out. So if you guys seen it, you've seen it, and if you haven't, then oh well, I'm gonna talk about it. Yeah, like I've said in another voiceover with my friend Isaiah, they ruined that house so much. They did that house so dirty. Don't even get me started. It was such a pretty colonial house, and then they literally messed it up so badly with those. Like, they got rid of those beautiful Georgian windows, and they put in these modern floor-to-ceiling windows. Like, why? I mean, I guess they didn't do that with this house, thankfully. Like, the windows still look pretty original to me. I mean, I hope they are. I did try to recreate this picture I saw of a house on Instagram. I think I lost the picture, sadly. I had it saved on my Instagram, but yeah, I think I lost it. So if you do come across a house that looks very similar to this house, it's because that was the original, and so I was just trying to recreate something quickly, and I don't know, I kind of like this, I kind of like how it eventually turned out. Obviously, I didn't add as much detail, but I think it still is pretty good for, you know, a not so detailed house. Yeah, the outside looks pretty complex, but to be quite honest with you, really isn't. It's just a couple parts that you really need to pay attention to, and the rest is fine. The interior is definitely not as detailed as I would usually make it. I obviously kept my budget in mind when I was working on this, but yeah, that didn't necessarily work out in the end because I was like 100K short. And at first, I had like a few parking spots planned in the front. Yeah, those parking spots were hate crimed by Float and Joe. They're guilty for removing them. They called them ugly, and I felt humiliated for my parking spots. So if you end up seeing like a grave on my front lawn, that's because that's the grave for my parking spots that they were sadly just destroyed by Joe and Float. How dare they? Like, so evil. I still can't believe it. Like, my poor parking spots. There were 2 beautiful parking spots, and yeah, now if you have a car, you're supposed to park on the street, which is just upsetting. Honestly, so upsetting. If they're listening, you better feel guilty. You better feel guilty about making me remove my parking spots. And you might tell me, like, yeah, but there was space in the backyard for a garage. But like, what if I didn't want to add a garage in the back? Well, I just didn't. No, I genuinely, like, I don't know. I thought that maybe a backyard would be nicer. So I ended up not adding a garage, and I'm kind of happy with that decision. I mean, if you, yeah, you're just gonna have to end up parking on the street, which is fine with me. I don't know about you, but it's fine with me. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna live in this house anyway, so I guess it's for you guys to decide. You can always add like a garage of your own at the back where the bins are. That's completely up to you. I just thought that maybe a bigger backyard would be nicer. And yeah, I mean, in the end, it's okay because I did get some of my money. I did get some money because Joe was like, I'm not gonna give you money if you run out. But then I made a deal with her, and so she gave me like extra 100K. So to finish this house. So it's detailed the way it is just because Joe gave me extra money. So thank her for that. I mean, okay, another guilty thing that I've done is make Joe go broke. Oops, oopsies. Sorry, Joe. So, she posted TikTok of her deleting her rice field. So it was a very old bowl of hers, which was amazing. It still is. And she deleted it because she was broke. And so I'm guilty of that. I feel bad. She made me feel bad because she ran out of money and that's why she deleted it. And she ran out because of me. I feel bad. So, you can blame me for her deleting the rice field, which I obviously was against, but she was too lazy to work, which is a complete mood, so can't really say anything about that. But like the next time, if we're gonna end up doing neighborhood, I'm gonna volunteer to do it on my plot because I felt bad for people running out of money, and it's just like I know I make people go broke, which is, I mean, it's funny to me. I'm sorry, it's pretty damn funny to me. I mean, it's funny and it's sad. I feel like some people hate me because of that. But yeah, I don't know, like kind of happy that this house is like I finished it so quickly. I already said that, but I still can't believe it. And like I've been able to get so many speedbuilds out this week. It's been insane. I just wasn't able to upload them, which I think I've already said. Or not, I don't remember. But yeah, like I'm working on the exterior. I'm finishing it up so quickly. Like it's been what 10 minutes, and I'm already almost done with it. Yeah, this front is pretty nice. Pretty nice. I really do like the exterior. I feel like I don't know this whole house. I have mixed feelings about it, but then in the end, I do like it more than I do hate it. So, and I hope that you guys feel kind of the same way about it. But yeah, and I've also recorded so many speed builds and so many voiceovers this past week, but I just didn't have a chance to release them yet. I do have an apartment, a Bloxburg apartment that I record a speed build of, but I still can't post it because I'm waiting for my friend James to give me the go sign to post it, you know. But yeah, still gotta wait a bit, which is fine. I talked about him and I respect his wishes since I did build it in his city. And it's a pretty cool build. I'm kind of excited to show it to you guys. I feel like a lot of you are probably gonna enjoy it. And yeah, it's just, to be quite honest with you, I've been 10 minutes in and I've already run out of things to say. I have no idea what I'm going to talk about for another hour. I mean, as you've noticed, this speed build is much longer than usual. It is an hour and 20 minutes. Well, that's the whole video length. I think that the speed build's like 150 minutes long, which is an hour, basically almost two. Wait, no. It's actually only 75 minutes. Oh my god, when it comes to math, I'm so ashamed of myself. I've been on my summer break for 2 weeks now, and like I haven't had math basically in 2 weeks. That's the way to put it. And now I already forget everything. Like it's just, I forgot everything actually. I'm like literally, I don't remember anything. It's so bad. That's not a good thing, guys. Remember, pay attention to school. Because you're gonna end up like me and you don't want to end up like me. I mean, yesterday I was playing trivia with, again, Float, Adam, Joe, and we have a few math questions, and I realized one thing, and that is that I have no idea what any of the English math terms mean. Like, literally zero idea. It's so bad. Like, I just can't. I can't. I don't know them. I literally don't know them. I like, no matter how I try to think, it just doesn't work. I mean, for those of you who don't know, I'm actually not English myself. Yeah, English is my second language, so obviously I kind of do have an excuse, like, as to, you know, why I don't know, and like a valid one as well. But like still, that definitely gets in the way so much. It's annoying. Like yeah, like playing that trivia thing yesterday, literally so bad. I just can't. I can't. I mean, I don't know if any of other Europeans can relate. There's just, or like anyone with a second language. Actually, no, anyone whose second language is English. I mean, math as a whole, it's just I'm not good at it at all. Let me tell you, I suck. I suck at math so much. Honestly, I wish I was good at math because I feel like I'm more into humanitarian stuff, so like languages and geography and history. I like that stuff, and I think I'm pretty good at it. Oh boy, but math, physics, and chemistry on the other hand. Jeez Louise, I'm so bad at that. Like so bad at that. It's embarrassing. Like physics, I used to convince myself that I'm good at it. It's just I don't listen. But like even when I try to listen nowadays, it's like I literally don't understand anything. I want to blame my teacher, but I know that's not the way to go. So I'm just gonna say that I'm bad at physics myself. Chemistry too. Chemistry is just I don't even listen when it comes to chemistry. I just can't because I don't understand anything. With chemistry, it's like if you miss one thing, it's gonna be messed up till you're done with that subject. I can tell you that, and I learned that from my personal experience. So like now, I mean, apparently we're using things that we learned like last year. Like I literally didn't learn anything, so I'm just kind of still stuck in year 8. Like I think I would be in year 9 if I was in the US, since like my school system, like in my country, it's kind of weird. So like I would be a year ahead if I lived in like the US, or even 2 years ahead if I lived in the UK. Because right now I think I'm in okay, so I finished year 9 and I'll be heading into year 10 next year. So I think I'd be a junior if I were in the US. So that's pretty cool. Maybe, probably not really. Yeah, but it's just like I have no idea how I want to be an architect, but then I suck at math, and like math isn't the only thing that I literally suck at so much. Like so there's like a thing like drawing. Yeah, my friends know I'm not the best at it. Some don't. I know I'm not the best at it. I just don't share my drawings because I'm too embarrassed to share them. They're so horrible. You have no idea. Anywho though, so I can tell a fun story. It's pretty embarrassing when it comes to me. Oh my god. It's like I start laughing when I remember it that bad. So I think it was last month, I think, like the month of May, and I was about to finish with school, and I think my last art assignment was like to draw comics. It's a dumb assignment, I know. Like, who wants to draw comics? Not me. Not me. I don't think a lot of people wanted in my class, after all, like overall in general. And you can hear birds outside. Hello, birds. They're a common guest on my channel, aren't they? Yeah, but so my assignment was to draw comics, and so I came up with this pretty fun idea. I obviously knew I wanted to involve houses because just like why not? It's free practice basically. And so I came up with a story that like there was a nice colonial house, and then there was a fire that started in the kitchen, and then the whole house burned down, and then there was a person just like feeling depressed that it happened. Obviously this wasn't based on real life or anything. It was just like an idea that I had in my head because I wanted to draw a house and I needed to make a story out of it. So I was like, why not make a fire? Anywho, and so the person was like the owner was like very depressed and everything, and then they came up with an idea and they built like a nice cottage house instead of the colonial one, and then they were happy again. And that was the whole comics, right? And so I felt pretty proud of it, not gonna lie. It wasn't that horrible. According to me, not according to other people. I'm gonna say who in just a second. But yeah, so it was a pretty funny idea to me, and I just wanted to share it with friends. So what I did is I went on Snapchat and I basically just sent it to friends I have added on Snapchat, and like everyone liked it. They all said they loved the idea and everything. And then I was like, why shouldn't so I basically and then I got an idea to send that comics to the group chat I had with Float, Joe, and Adam. And Float responded with, well, like, he was like, oh, like, cute, like, you should rebuild one of the houses. I was like, which one? And he was like, doesn't matter and stuff. I mean, that's a pretty cool idea. To maybe rebuild one of those houses. I'll think about it because they weren't that ugly. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see them. Oh my god, these are the parking spots I was talking about earlier. Aren't they pretty? Like, they weren't even that bad. Come on. Tell me they weren't. Tell me I'm not losing my mind. Okay, but back to the point. So yeah, Float and I had like a fun conversation, and then Float asked me a question, which made me wheeze for like literally so long. Obviously, he had no bad intentions, and it was just funny, and I knew I was bad at drawing, so like, I wasn't that huge of a surprise. I wasn't even offended at it. But Float was like, how old were you when you drew this? And I was like, oh my god. You have no idea for how long I was laughing. And I was just like, he thought I was, and I was like, what do you mean I drew this today? And so after that, after my response, we were laughing for so long because it was so funny. Oh my god, that drawing. It brings me nightmares now, just because of that. But it's like good nightmares, it's not the bad ones. Not the harmful ones, necessarily. But it's so funny. I would post that drawing, but I'm honestly too ashamed to post it now. Because I know that people would make fun of me for it, and I'm not gonna do it. No, it's bad. You know the story? That's all that matters. The story is what matters. I mean, you can kind of see you can see a tiny piece of the comics, because my friend Luke, a really good friend of mine, we both made the French Chateau, so those who watch this people know. Yeah, so I was terrified. I was humiliated. I was terrified because Luke took a screenshot of my comics, like the last part. I don't remember what they're called, like what those tiny squares are called. I forgot, but you probably know what I mean. So yeah, he took one of those, like the last one, which has like the owner in it and how she's happy. He took a screenshot of it and he uploaded it as a Roblox decal, and then he proceeded to put it in game and just continue to bully me. Oh, honestly, it was so funny. And then Float did a horrible thing. A very horrible thing, I may add. You know what? You guys know what he did? He actually had the audacity to put that decal into his house. And so you'll see that in the tour. And then he'll put in something like, credits to Lucio Cast for the decal. Watch it, like, just, I 100% bet there's that credit. And so, yeah, I drew that. I'm sorry for terrifying you if you actually end up seeing it. Probably most of you will end up seeing it and bully me for it, but it's okay. I let you bully me for that. It's pretty bad. I'm literally so bad at drawing, and then I want to become an architect. Such a clown I am. Well, maybe my future is not in architecture. We'll see. I really want it to be, though. I mean, I guess drawing is something that you can learn. Same with maths. So I still have hope. I'm not gonna lose hope yet. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So that whole story with my drawing, felt humiliated. Still do, by the way. It's so funny to me. And you can literally see in Flo's house. That's the most embarrassing thing in the world. For millions of people to see my decal, my drawing, I mean, I'm literally exposing myself for y'all right now. I mean, I'll link, obviously, I forgot to mention this, oh my god. I'll link Adam's Twitter and Joe's YouTube channel and Twitter and TikTok and Instagram, and then Float's social media all in the description so you can find their videos and everything. Like I said before, Float and Joe are both gonna do videos on the neighborhood, like of us just building it and like all the funny clips that we had. In those clips, you'll probably find me, I don't know, looking like a psycho or something. And okay, before you say anything, listen out to me. So, the first clip that's probably gonna be just a bit concerning is, when we were making the road and everything, the main road, the main street, we couldn't figure out on the width of the street, like, we weren't sure how wide we would wanna make it. And so I suggested that we should make it 5 wide, because that sounds like the perfect width for, like, a road, you know? Like, it's not too wide, but it's not too narrow. So like it's a perfect it's a perfect size, you know. It's so, and yeah, since we had we found the center of the plot, obviously like it wouldn't be even, and I got screamed at. So I mean, to me it wasn't that triggering. Like, I don't know. It really wasn't that triggering. I mean, I don't know. So yeah, we ended up going with a road that's four squares wide. So I guess that's not that bad. Still, it's a bit narrow, but who cares? I could live with it, I guess. But it was just like that whole video is so funny. I had also well, okay, this is like a very funny joke between us, and that is Joe made basically her house a church. Like, I have no idea who has a house with a cross bigger than the windows. Like, it's a whole church at this point. And so Joe made her house just full of crosses, which was pretty funny to us. And yeah, that's kind of like a funny Easter egg that you may notice or may not notice in the neighborhood. So yeah, the whole church thing. Also, Joe's house is a 5-star hotel. There are many things that house is. Let me tell you. Obviously, I don't like genuinely mean any of the things I say that are mean in this video. I'm obviously just like joking around, and I want to put that out there because, I mean, both my friends and I, we like to joke like this around, and this is the way our friendship works. And wow, these birds really want to be the sloth now, huh? It's kind of late, like, it's already 10. I guess I have another fun story to tell from my vacation that I really didn't get to tell because I kept on running out of time every single voiceover until now, basically. And that is when, I think it was, yeah, I think this whole thing happened, it happened pretty recently, not gonna lie. So, it was the Tuesday before last Tuesday, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. And that was when I was still on my vacation with my family and everything, and that's why I couldn't upload, but you already knew that, so yes. Not news. Anywho, so it was a pretty hot day then. I remember just feeling a bit sunburned, so I ended up not going to the beach, and I had to just wait for everyone to get back to our Airbnb, and I didn't want to really spend time, you know, inside, so I was like, why not go out? And so I basically had around 2 hours to do nothing, and I don't know, I thought of like this kind of a dumb activity, to be honest. It was not the right day to do it at all. I decided to take out an electric scooter for a ride, because those things, they're pretty fun. They're pretty fun. I have to admit, I really did enjoy driving one, but what I didn't enjoy is doing it in the heat. So I did go on a rant about how much I dislike the heat, I think in my Sims 4 speedbuild. I don't quite remember. I just remember going on a rant, and I went on that rant because, yeah, just because of that whole situation, because of that whole story. But yeah, it was like, I think 32 degrees of Celsius outside. So for my American viewers, that was like 86, I think. Like around 85, 86 degrees Fahrenheit. So like, it's not that much. I know for some people it's probably not that much, but for me it's so much. Especially where I live, we only get like a month of like this really bad heat, and then the rest is just, it's kind of cool, it's a bit cold and whatnot, and yeah, it's just, we don't even have ACs in most of the apartments and like houses, because like we have radiators instead. Yeah, and so it was a bit hot. Partially I didn't want to go out because I knew it was gonna be a bit too hot inside. But I didn't necessarily make a good decision with clothing either, because I decided to wear all black. And it wasn't just like black shorts or anything, it was black pants. And like I've said, it was around 32 degrees of Celsius outside, which is literally unbearable for me. And yeah, so I mean, it wasn't that bad at first, you know, because I was driving in the car, like we were driving and everything was fine when we were in the car. But then once we got out, it was fine as well, right? And I guess this is where the story begins, where I left off. So like, everyone went to the beach, and I just decided I'm gonna get the scooter out and just drive around. And so I go to this place where there are like 2 towns, and it's like there's like the main road, and then there's like a trail that connects like both of the towns. And so we were staying at one town, but then we went to the beach to the other one. And so I was basically driving around with the scooter to that town where we stay at, not from the one where we go to the beach. Okay, this is like so confusing probably. I would try to explain myself again, but I know I'm not gonna do a better job if I do it again. So if you did understand it, then good job, and if you didn't, I'm extremely sorry. Uh, Anywho, though, yeah, so I left off and everything seemed fine. So I may add that I was well, I wasn't sure at that point, but the scooter that I was driving, it basically had like 4 dots, and the first 3 dots marked how much battery there was left, and the last one just kind of showed the status of the battery as a whole, like if it's dead or not. And when I was driving, I thought that there were 4 dots that like were marking how much battery there's left, and so I kind of miscalculated, and like, okay, so I got to the first town. I think I was driving for like a good 40 minutes with a scooter, so my thumb was a bit numb. Oh my god, that rhymes. Ooh, look at me being a rapper. I wish though. Anywho though, yeah, so my thumb was a bit numb and I was listening to music, so it wasn't that bad. Like, I genuinely enjoyed the experience. But like when I got to that town, to the other town where we stayed at, I think the battery was at like 1 dot. And I thought it was 2 because the last one was also like lit up, but apparently it meant something else, and I was just dumb. And so I get to the town, I finally start thinking like, wait, what if the last one isn't actually what I think it is? And I started freaking out. So I left the town where we stay at to go back to where the rest of my family was. And to be quite honest with you, on the way back, for like more than half of the way back, it was all fine. I even convinced myself at one point that maybe that last dot was actually the like showing how much battery there's left. Until I just see that the third dot goes out, and then I just kind of feel my scooter slowly going slower and slower until it completely stops. And then I get to a point where I'm basically stranded. Like, I was probably 75% in on the trail, and there was like 25% left that I had to walk back. And that 25% was the part that wasn't covered with trees. It was literally like in the fields. Well, like the fields, but then there was like a paved, like there was a trail, so like, you know what I mean. And so that part of the trail was not covered by any trees, and so I was wearing all black with a dead scooter that was a bit too heavy to actually use as a scooter. And I was in the fields, and it was like over 30 degrees outside, which was impossible for me to stand. So by the time I got back to where my parents were, I thought I was gonna pass out. I literally almost did. Like, it's just, I genuinely regret wearing black so much. I know I'm never ever gonna wear black after this incident, ever. Literally worst idea of mine. How did I ever come up with it? Like, it's just, sorry if you can hear me hitting my desk. I just get furious when I talk about this situation because I was really stupid. It's just like, so many mistakes. And I remember getting back to our Airbnb and I wanted to pass away. Like, I literally needed to take a few showers to recover fully from that whole situation. I would never wish that upon my worst enemy, to experience what I felt. So, yeah, whenever it's hot outside, think practically. Don't think like me. Don't be stupid like me, please. I'm begging you. For your own sake, please. But, yeah, I guess that's the fun story I was trying to tell you guys, but I never got to it. Wow. What a life I'm living, honestly. But, yeah, you can see me working on the foyer in the speed build. I have actually finished it already. I think that the foyer is probably one of my most favorite rooms in the whole house, as I just do love that huge window moment that you have when you walk in. And the bridge, too. Kind of like how you could, like, look at both sides, like the foyer and the living room. Just kind of like this house in general. Like, I really do like it. And I remember struggling so hard finding what I should place above the front door. was actually considered that maybe I should add a cross, but then yeah, no. It's a good thing that I didn't go with that. Because yeah, it's just no, let's not. I was like, no, let's not do that. There's nothing wrong with crosses, but it's just I don't think I should bring that into the game. I literally just had the most embarrassing thing happen to me while recording this voiceover. For some reason, I really dislike when people listen to when I'm recording a voiceover. Like, it's fine when other people listen to when it's done, but while I'm recording, it's just so embarrassing to me. And I had my window wide open, and I just see my neighbor watering their flowers from my window, and I'm 100% sure they heard me. And it's just, I had my volume all the way up too, so there's no way that they didn't hear that. It's so embarrassing to me. As if they didn't hear it. I mean, there's no way that they did. I know they did. And they were watering their flowers and not paying attention, and I love that, but it's just like... What are they thinking now? It's just... I'm pretty sure they're a lawyer too. You know, it's like, they're so successful, and then there's me. Building Bloxburg and doing voiceovers. I mean, I honestly do like this job of mine. I'm not even sure if I can consider YouTube as a job. I do like to call it a hobby more. And yeah, I do really enjoy making videos for you guys. I took like a 10-minute break right now, and I'm actually back. I mean, for you guys, it was literally just like, there was no pause. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm back from the break, and I think I'm actually gonna go insane, because I made myself my third cup of coffee in the day. Yeah, no. Now, I mean, I think all of us, from like common knowledge, know that 3 cups of coffee in a day is definitely not good for you. And this is not my first day I'm doing this, and I have no idea why. For some reason, I feel like coffee just makes me more energetic, and I think that's partially true, but maybe it isn't. I have no idea. But getting back to the build a bit, I realized that I didn't really ever talk about the new pillows that we use at Bloxburg. So as you can see, I made these custom pillows from basic shapes, and I think the first person to come up with it was the Scribe, and then Float. I don't even need to say his username, you guys know him. Float actually improved them quite a bit, and I just love these designs, honestly. Like, both the Scribe and Float are really talented, and it's just, I personally think that these pillows make my build look so much better. But they're really expensive as hell. Like, 1,000 for a pillow. Like, are you kidding me? Isn't that a bit much, guys? I think it is. So yeah, that's a bit, I don't know. I think that's a bit too expensive. I started kind of paying attention to the price because I do want to put out builds that are a bit cheaper than usual. I don't really want you guys to copy and work for like millions and then suffer copying builds that are like 5 or 7 parts. Honestly, I'm so sorry if you had to go through this pain, because I have seen some people do it, and if you have gone through that pain, you're an absolute legend. And if you're not, well, I completely understand your decision by not wanting to put yourself through torture. So either way, I respect you. And yeah, I don't know, this whole living room, I really did like it. I got these chairs from the armchairs from my friend Cece. I don't even need to explain myself. You guys know her. She's an extremely talented builder, and yeah, we're planning. Okay, surprise, surprise. We're planning a collab. I feel like I can talk about my upcoming builds a bit, because I have a few planned, like not planned, a few I want to do. I have other ones that I'm working on already, so there's no way that I'm gonna start on the ones that I want to do before I finish the ones that I'm working on now. Probably doesn't make any sense, but who cares? So, I mean, what I just said, yeah. So, for some reason, I've been very much into Scandinavian houses, and it's not like a specific style that I've been like, not like Scandinavian in general. Like, there's a very specific thing that I really like the specific houses, and these are like Scandinavian lake houses. I did kind of get into them because of The Sims. Oops. I just kind of like saw a lot of Sims builds, and I really, really want to do one. I think I talked about that with my friend Nok in the 5th part of the French Chateau. You can watch the voiceover. I think it'll be up Like, I think I will post it, well, like, for you guys, it was posted yesterday, and I think I'm gonna post it right after I finish editing this video. Well, like, recording this voiceover. I'm already quite far into the video. I need to record for, like, I don't know, I want to say, like, at least 20 more minutes, so I'll try to do that, and then I'll probably have to go. But, yeah, and so I've been really into those houses for some reason. Like, aren't they just the prettiest? Like with those decks and everything, and I do see myself making one in Bloxburg for sure. And so I guess it will just, you know, be a matter of time till I actually get to making one. I know that it will happen, but it probably won't happen until I finish the projects that I'm already working on, which I have a lot. And then I guess I have a build that's kind of already confirmed in a way. So that's a Lake Como build, and I guess I can give you guys a small geography lesson on what Lake Como is. So it's like a very famous lake in Italy that's, I mean, it's located in northern Italy. So that's where all the Alps are, and it's extremely pretty. It has this blue water and everything, so it's like, you can imagine that like a nice Swiss lake. You know how blue they are and everything. Or you can just look it up yourself, but yeah, and there are lots of these like specific styled houses, these villas, and they're really big, and they're like, you know, they have these docks and everything because it's right next to a lake, and it's just, I really want to build like an estate like that. And so I feel like I'm actually going to get to making one eventually because they're just so nice to me, and I really want to get to working on one. And yeah, I know that I'm eventually going to work on one, probably going to be later in the summer after I finish all the builds that I'm working on right now. I know that I teased like 3 builds that I still haven't posted because like I'm literally still working on them. The Dutch Colonial Lobby, I've been wondering about that build, and I'm still actively working on it. Don't even worry about it. It's still coming, and yeah, I'm still, right now, I've done some work on the interior, so the main living room's literally done. Gonna probably do the kitchen and the rest tomorrow if I have the mood, if I'm in the mood for it, but if not, I'll just work on it Monday, because I'm trying to follow this like schedule where I take my weekends off of YouTube and then I just work on weekdays, and I really do enjoy that. I mean, okay, yeah, because like I feel like some people just need to get some rest, and I feel like the weekends like a time where you should get some rest, not like a random day, because that's when everyone's basically resting. That's when everyone doesn't have work and everything. So yeah, I thought that it just made sense for me to not work or like make videos for you guys during those days as well. So you can still expect like uploads on the weekend. I'll just schedule them instead of actually working on them. And yeah, you're probably gonna see this on Saturday, early Saturday for Americans, evening for Europeans, and I mean a late night for my Asian subscribers, or even morning, I think. I'm so bad with time zones sometimes, I'm so sorry. But yeah, so these are like the 2 builds I kind of want to work on, and let's hope that I actually do end up working on them. I do see myself working on them too, and I actually did want to mention this, kind of forgot to. So as many of you have noticed, I actually kind of rebranded my channel a bit, so I didn't change my profile picture, but my channel art is a bit different now. So like my YouTube banner, I did it myself. I changed it, and I think I kind of like it now, and I also changed the way I do my thumbnails now. I decided that maybe doing it with text isn't really worth it, and so I just kind of decided to make my own banner, and now I'm just gonna put it on the side, on the corner of my videos, and that way you guys will know that it's my speed build because of that small logo. It's like kind of, I was really inspired by the IKEA colors, or as more as, okay, to be quite honest, maybe it wasn't even inspired, just kind of took them, but no one has to know. And so I basically kind of like made something similar out of those colors, because it's just like, I mean, Lucia, you know, Lucia. So I was like, I was thinking of that, and it's just, yeah, I thought, why not? And so I kind of like that idea, and I also made a new credits decal, so I left it, well, you can find it on my community tab. I actually even put in the code there and the link to the decal, and you can even find it on my inventory, so that's up to you. What do you prefer? And yeah. And I've also, about the build a little bit more, I went with this green kitchen, and honestly, I haven't done a green kitchen in so long. I thought it was about time to do one, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. Like, I really am. And I hope you guys are too. I mean, I know that it's like a bit different, so maybe you're not gonna be into it, but I personally did kind of like it. It's like a galley kitchen. I don't think it looked bad. I don't think it looks bad at all. I just kind of like the layout of this house in general. I really do. And then I remember making these custom chairs for the dining room. Oh Lord, don't get me started on how hard they were. Um, but I mean, I guess I do like the final outcome of those chairs. Of course, you can use it in your own house, in your own build. But I really appreciate credit. As yeah, it's just credit is very important. I think you guys know the exact chair I'm trying to recreate. I forgot the name of it, but it is a very specific chair, and a lot of people use it nowadays. It's pretty trendy. It's that black one, the black farmhouse one. I forgot the name of it, but like you can literally see it everywhere. And so, I mean, like, I try my best. I try my best to make it like actually look nice, as nice as I can, like as nice as it can. I mean, in Bloxburg, of course, we have limitations, so I couldn't recreate it perfectly, but I was trying my best, and I'm kind of happy with the final outcome. I really am. I mean, this dining table is pretty big as well. I think it can seat 8 people, so you can definitely have guests over, and I imagine like a young family living here who literally just moved to a new neighborhood. So there's like obviously a kid's bedroom, and then there's the parents' bedroom upstairs. I was actually pretty surprised with how well the floor plan turned out upstairs. I wasn't expecting to be able to fit like a bathroom and a closet in there, but it just all really worked out really well. And then I love how there's like these seating areas next to those windows. The built-in seating areas. I forgot what they're called. I know that there's a specific name for that thing. But I literally forgot about it. And I'm not gonna bother remembering it right now because it's literally almost 11 p.m. And I'm still recording this voiceover. So I've been having some issues with it. And as you can tell, I'm trying really hard not to go to questions right now to make sure that everything is like, good and makes like, just so the voiceover is a bit more entertaining and not like the usual version. Oh, yeah, because I also want to make sure that I do say everything I wanted to say. I also, I just remembered another last thing that I wanted to talk about for today, and that is a new house I saw. Well, not a house, it's literally a huge tower in a building in China that's being built. I think it's in Shanghai or Hong Kong. I'm literally not sure. But it's basically it's a very cool concept. I think it actually got approved, so it's probably going to be a thing in China. It's going to be like a very cool landmark to visit. It's basically like China's version of the Eiffel Tower, but like 2021 version. So it's it's very interesting because the whole concept is for the whole thing to for the whole tower to be held up by tiny islands. And obviously, it's not how it is structurally, but it looks like that. And it's extremely cool because those islands are also kind of made out of glass, I think. At least it looks like, or some sort of shiny material was used to make it look like that. And honestly, I really like that building so much. Let me actually look it up on the internet right now because a lot of people are talking about it, and I kind of want to provide you guys with the right information, so I'm just going to hope that I didn't say anything wrong, and if I did, I'm going to correct myself. So let me just quickly type in floating island building in China and see what comes up. I think, yep, so it was made by a Japanese architect, I think. So their name is Su Fujimoto. I really hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly. And it's called an ethereal tower of 99 floating island, of 99 floating islands, and it's gonna be built in Shenzhen, China. So I was wrong. Yeah, it looks extremely cool though. You guys should definitely look it up. And it is 268 meters tall, so that's 880 feet. And the entire structure is held together with a centralized core, which is kept balanced with tension cables throughout. And there will be a viewing platform and a restaurant and a cafe at the top. So it all looks very, very cool. And yeah, you guys should definitely check out because the pictures are obviously amazing. And even on the interior, it looks so cool. I definitely want to visit this. it looks insanely cool. Whoa, such a cool landmark, and it looks so nice. Like, it looks like icicles in a way. Really, really nice. And there's like a render of it in like a storm, I think, or like fog, and it just looks so mysterious and so cool and so like pretty. You guys should definitely check it out if you can. So again, this is the Ethereal Tower of 99 Floating Islands. Such a cool new proposal. I would love for... Yeah, I think it hasn't been confirmed yet, actually. But yeah, people are actually really looking into the building. And I really hope that it does get, you know, accepted and that it will be built in the future. Because if it is, I honestly do see myself even going to China to visit that landmark. It looks extremely cool. So make sure to check it out if you haven't already. That's all with architecture news that I really have right now, sadly. I will probably come back with more architecture news. It's probably not what you guys came for here anyway, but I do want to make my voiceovers just a bit more entertaining. And yeah, the voiceover is nowhere near nowhere near its end. I mean, honestly, I know that I was saying that I am avoiding questions, but you know, when we're in a very urgent matter for voiceover topics, we might as well just go there. So let me just quickly open my Twitter to see what's up. Okay, let's see. Okay, so these questions are by Nugget. They're quite an active member on my channel, so I really appreciate that, and I hope that he's watching this, so you know that he gets to see me answering his questions, or like here. Yeah, so his question is whether I get recognized in school or public, and if I do I lie or tell people that I'm not who I am, or maybe I tell them the truth. And I thankfully, honestly, I say this with no offense or harm intended towards you guys, but I feel like once I do end up doing a face reveal, if that will ever happen, maybe I will get recognized in public or not, I don't know. But I had never had anyone come up to me and like, you know, recognize me or something. And I mean, I'm partially saying this because like just that whole experience, it sounds very weird to me. I'm not used to it, and I feel like to stuff like this, you have to really get noticed. Like, not noticed, but used to, because I mean, it is something different, you know. It's something you have to definitely get used to. So no, I've not gotten noticed before, but if you guys do recognize me, I don't know, feel free to come up to me. I'll try to be as friendly as possible, and yeah. So I think that's it with Nugget's question. Thank you so much, Nugget, for, you know, your question. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me look for some other questions. So I think I found some by Weatherman Evan. So he's a friend of mine on Roblox. And yeah, Evan, if you're watching this, I really appreciate these questions. Okay, so describe your middle school survival and give advice on school survival if you like. Yeah, so my middle school years, they were a bit interesting, to be quite honest with you. They weren't the best. I didn't have the best experience at high school, but I mean, I think it's a period of time where all of us have to go through, and I feel like it's a time where you grow the most as a person. Like, it's probably like your high school years and your middle school years are like the times where you basically form your whole personality, and they're very important, you know. It's important that you realize a couple things, and honestly, people do make middle school sound way worse than it actually is. Yes, there's some drama, but there's some drama everywhere. I don't know. I didn't really get to experience that much drama in my middle school years. I was just kind of more like one of the outsiders who really just had their own business, and I really do like that. Honestly, I kind of do prefer being this one person who no one really like knows. And I don't know, I spend most of my time online. I talk to my friends online mostly, and yeah. And so I don't know, like, advice I would give is to probably maybe not get involved in drama as much. Just try to be your most unproblematic self, because, you know, being unproblematic will only bring you good things and not bad. So describe a super awkward moment. Oh boy, that got such a good one. Such a good one. So that is, I don't know, like passing by people my age, like just in my neighborhood. Whenever I decide to go on a walk outside to just, I don't know, to get my thoughts together or something, I tend to do that sometimes. And whenever I see people my age, like just walking their dogs or something, it is the most awkward thing in the world, and I have no idea why. It doesn't matter if it's people from my school or not. Like I literally just get awkward around people my age. So that's probably like one of the most awkward moments that I personally experienced, and that's like seeing someone my age just walk past me. I have no idea why. Like anywhere, literally, so awkward, so awkward. It's just like you want to run away or like I don't know, just literally lay down on the ground and not live anymore. That's what I like to do. I don't do that, but I'd love to do that. And yeah, next question. So describe the last time you cried watching a movie. Don't lie, we all do. To be honest, I used to be a very sensitive person when I was a bit younger. So crying at movies was like if it was an emotional ending, I remember always crying. But now as I've gotten older, I do think I've learned how to handle these type of things. So I don't think I cry as much. But I can describe one of the movies that I remember really well that I cried in. I think it was Sing. It's like an animation movie about like this monkey, about this gorilla, and it's a very cute movie. So if you guys haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend you do. It's a very pretty movie and a very emotional one. At least that's how I remember it. Haven't watched it in like ages, but yeah, and I guess the last question that I'm gonna do today is again by Evan, and he asked what kind of celebrity I'd want as my BFF. So I feel like out of all the celebrities, I'd want my BFF to be, I don't know. Now I'm thinking, probably okay, either Anne Hathaway, Sandra Bullock, or Katy Perry. I don't know why Katy Perry. Probably because I've been listening to her when I was little, like so much. I literally grew up with her songs. I feel like partially why I know how to speak English is because of her. I don't feel like I'd be, good at English. It's not like I'm that good, but I do think I'd be worse if it wasn't for Katy Perry. So that's why. And then Sandra and they both seem so nice and so kind. They like, just middle-aged women. Can I go off how much I love them sometimes? So yeah, that's probably the 3 celebrities I want to be best friends with. I love everyone. They just all seem so cool and so kind. It is just, I don't know. They all seem amazing. So yeah, these are probably the 3 celebrities I want to be friends with, to be quite honest with you. And I suppose this voiceover is coming to an end. I really would like to stay here for a bit longer, but I just feel like I've been here for enough. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next voiceover, which is probably going to be coming out very soon. So thank you all for those who watched till the end. I really appreciate it. And yeah, excited to see you in the next voiceover. And yeah, bye guys.
a different way. I'm not afraid to let my guard down. I was walking in the dark until you came and turned a light on. And I don't wanna take the rain without the clear skies. And I don't wanna take the pain without the love. I know you have to break a heart to start the healing. But I know I'll never give you up, give you But I know I'll never give you up, give you Show me a different way. I'm not afraid to let my guard down. I was walking in the dark until you came and turned the light on. And I don't wanna take the rain without the clear skies. And I don't wanna take the pain without the love. I know you have to break a heart to start the healing. But I know I'll never give you up, give you And I don't wanna take the rain without the clear skies. And I don't wanna take the pain without the love. I know you have to break a heart to start the healing. But I know I'll never give you up, give you But I know I'll never give you up, give I don't do this often, you caught me off guard. All of my friends said you moved out west. You tell me stories underneath sunsets. Could it be more than just one night? Kissing the cab ride, head turning left, right. Get a ticket for two to wherever you choose. Drinking some red out of the blue. You say my name with your accent, makes me remember how much I missed you. Hope you're planning to stay for a million days. You'll be my summer in December. Hey boy, trust my intuitions always. I'm not superstitious, I got lucky. Stole your heart and it was mine for the taking. I'm bad at pretending, you know I'll be true. Sunday mornings and midnight lights, turning to songs that you watch me write. Stole your sweater on that night. You took a picture, keep by my bedside. So you're mine when you're gone, baby, please don't be long. I got my ticket to the west side. You say my name with your accent, makes me remember how much I missed you. Hope you're planning to stay for a million days. You'll be my summer in December. Hey boy, trust my intuitions always. I'm not superstitious, I got lucky. Stole your heart and it was mine for the taking. It was mine for the taking. It was mine for a million days, in a million ways. Stole your heart and I got lucky. Stole your heart and it was mine in a million ways, for a million days. You